in. Make sure that you share and invite with your friends and family. Tonight is going to be one of those nights where we just going to have some fun. We're going to learn some things. We're going to share some things, and we just going to get it in. So give me about 30 seconds. I want to make sure that everything is going exactly where it needs to be. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. So give me 30 seconds and I'll be right back.
Okay, everybody wants good love, that's true, I know. Derek Jones about to break it down with the relationship gumbo. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no doubt we all need this, ayy, cause better relationships need better ingredients, ayy. So if you want better relations, it's about communication, finding love, staying together. We all wanna make it better, yeah. Derek Jones, the host, your relationship coach. Thank you all for tuning in. Relationship gumbo, ayy.
All right, we are here. Welcome, everybody. This is the Relationship Gumbo Podcast Live Edition. So, first, a few housekeeping things. We had a few technical difficulties, and we want to make sure that everything's working. So I'm looking at the little stuff here. So we good to go. So first a couple of housekeeping things. I'm gonna let you know some of the things I have to offer. Then we're gonna get right into the show. So first of all, as you know, every Wednesday night at 8:00, we here, we live. We got a lot of guests coming up in the very near future that you guys are going to love. We have a lot of things going on. So just stay tuned. It's going to be some exciting things coming on. As you know, this is an audio podcast as well, and I really implore you guys to go listen to the audio. Last couple shows, I say we had about 400 or so listens left to get to 6,000 total listens, and now we at about 80, so we almost there. That means y'all doing exactly what y'all said y'all were going to do. So keep listening to those episodes. Go back and binge. You have 56 episodes, so it's a lot of good stuff. Just go back and look at the topics and just, find something that meets your mood or your need. The other thing, one of the most important things, is you could talk to me one-on-one. Now, this virtual coaching, one-on-one coaching is always available. I have a big announcement probably within the next couple of weeks, some things I'm working on that's going to make the coaching even more accessible to you. So please stay tuned for that. And this one is specifically coach.relationshipgumbo.info. That'll take you straight there. But relationshipgumbo.info, the main site, routes you to everything. So make sure you go there. And last but not least, we got merch. Go to relationshipgumbo.info and you can get your t-shirt. Find something that fits your mood. Everything's positive. And we just want to make sure that you guys have nice things to wear while you're trying to work on yourself and try to get in that good headspace. So without further ado, we're going to get to the meat and potatoes. So tonight, the title, Sex, Lies, and Monogamy. We're going to get it in. We got a special guest. She's been here before. So what we normally do, if this is your first time here, we pause for 3 seconds because it's an audio podcast. I will start the audio podcast, and then at the end of the podcast, I will pause for another 3 seconds, and then we'll get out of here. If we have an extra couple minutes, you can ask additional questions, but we're going to go ahead and get it in. So please, ladies and gentlemen, stand by. And welcome to another episode of the Relationship Gumbo Podcast. My name is Derek Jones, and I am your host. I'm a certified life coach, an engineer, a strategist, and a mental health advocate. And tonight, our title, Sex, Lies, and Monogamy. That just make it sound a little juicy, don't it? We got some things we're going to discuss. We got some stories we're going to tell and some things we're going to share. Tonight's guest, she's been on the show before, Miss Maya Avery. And, I told you guys a few weeks ago, when I find people that have value and things that I believe you guys need, they're going to keep coming back, even if it's 100 times. So she is back, ladies and gentlemen. So give me a second to bring her up, and we're going to get on with the show. So stay tuned. Hold on. There she is.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Hey, everybody. Look, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Can I tell y'all something real quick before we get started? Child, when I tell you the enemy try to come in and destroy what you're doing, I'm not tech savvy. Had so many issues with that. But thank you for the great Derek. We fixed some things. So thank you. Thank you. So if I seem a little off, if I'm moving a little bit, just please forgive me. And sometimes, I put my glasses on so I can hear, and I also put them on so I can see.
So
A
tell
little both.
everybody, the people that weren't here the last time you were here, tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do and all that good stuff, and then we're gonna get into the meat of this thing.
Hey, everybody. So, again, I'm Maya Avery. Don't forget to follow me on Motivational Force. That's on Instagram. And my name, Maya Avery, on Facebook. I am a certified transformation coach. And I'm a jack of all trades entrepreneur. So, if you need me to style you, I can. If you need me to create, write, and produce a show for you, I can. If you need me to film the show for you, I can. If you need me to help your kid how to be a kidpreneur, I can do that too.
You really meant that when you said that, huh?
I meant it. I really did. I really did. So
So this,
I'm
so
excited.
so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do something a little different. There's this clip that's been going around. It's been getting kind of viral. It's a show, and I want to give them credit before we're gonna play a clip for the first time on the show. We're gonna play a clip so you guys can, the people that are viewing it visually, you can see it, and if you're on the audio, the audio is pretty good, so you can actually hear the dialogue. This will not be me and Maya talking. If you're on the audio, we're gonna play a clip. It's gonna probably go around 3 or 4 minutes, but it's very good context for what we're gonna talk about. The show that the clip is from is called, I think it's The Ellises, and it's DeVale and Kadeen Ellis. I believe it's the husband and wife team, and they've been married for, I believe, 10 years. So I'm going to play a little clip. You guys are going to see why some people are a little edgy about this topic, but I want to play it so that you guys can get the context, and then we just going to go in. So stay tuned. Here it comes. Hold on 1 second. All right, we're going to play this, so stand by.
This is facial expressions for me.
To have sex with anybody else.
Right.
Uh-oh.
So these,
Is it playing?
I have to share them with
Yeah.
the one person I decide to spend the rest of my life with.
Right.
So that brings me back to my soundbite.
Okay.
Right. I don't understand, and this is what we can discuss. As a woman, because I don't want to say it's a man versus woman thing, but a lot of women do complain, oh, my husband's always on me. Why is he always on me? If sex is going to be a chore for you that you don't really want to do, why do women constantly push monogamy on men? If you know that you don't want to have to deal with him all the time just wanting you, why do you push monogamy on men?
Well, who's to say I pushed anything on anybody? Like,
Well,
if
we know
two
that you pushed
people-
monogamy on me.
I pushed monogamy. I forced you to get married to me?
Time out. I didn't say you forced me to get married, but did you not say to me that you wanted to be engaged and you wanted to be married before you lived with me? You didn't say that?
I want $1 billion. That don't mean I'm going to get it. I
But-
can want
but I'm
something,
asking,
but not.
You right now you
Nobody,
dodging the question.
nobody pressed you to do it. Yes, is that something I wanted? Yes, it was. But
You didn't press me. Are you gonna lie now
So
to
you're
the
gonna
people
say-
because we talking about sex?
DeVal,
You're gonna
DeVal.
lie now to the people?
DeVal, knowing
Kadeen,
as
you didn't want
strong-
monogamy?
Of course I did.
So then why are you avoiding the question?
That's not avoiding the question. I'm saying, does that mean because I wanted and I requested that you were going to deliver it? Like, nobody pressed you for that.
Talking about, you just said you wanted it and requested it. Do you not hear yourself?
I can make a request. Is the request going to be granted?
Am I
That's
not?
up to
am
you,
I?
bro.
Am I not granting you monogamy?
You are granting it to
So
me.
this is my question.
Look
This
at
is my
you
question.
always. Look at your boy. Look at your boy.
This is my question. If you wanted monogamy,
Okay.
why would you want monogamy if sex is a chore for you? That's the question. You're avoiding the question.
I'm not avoiding the question, but
Flag
at
on the
first
play.
you said
Flag on the
women
play.
or in
Hey, hold
general
on.
me specifically are.
Hold on. Let's get back to all right, there we go. So go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. Oh, I thank you. I thank you. Well, first of all, I was watching the way that they were communicating with one another, and she immediately, to me, got offended by his question. And I think that happens often with couples, men and women. We're listening to respond instead of hearing to say, oh, you know what? That's a legitimate question. I don't honestly think that he pushed monogamy on her, or she pushed monogamy on him, vice versa. But I believe that what he was asking was, hey, when you give me an ultimatum, because that's what it sounds like, then I'm going to do what's right by you. And then for her, she's saying, hey, I have a standard this is what I want, this is my requirement. Are you willing to sacrifice those things for me? And when he made, of course, he must have said yes because they've been married for 10 years, right? But so that part, so the next part of that was when she talked about, he said that made the comment about sex. He was like, hey, if it's a chore for you, and if you don't feel like doing this all day, if I want it, or whenever I want it, because I'm going to make an assumption here that men are very sexual creatures, more sexual than us as women, or what have you. Then why push it on me? So some things that I know that I feel like went unexplained, and I'm sure they do this in their relationship, but with unexplained, or maybe not considered. And I want your feedback as well. So did he consider? I don't know if they have children, but in an everyday relationship, did he consider, like, her working, her raising children, her active involvement outside of being home? Our bodies are made different. The things that we have to endure and bear, whether it's our cycle, headaches, etc. Those are things that you have to take under consideration. So it's not pushing monogamy on you. It's, are you going to be with me, and are you going to understand that if I don't feel like it every day, is it okay? And I think that should have been the question she should have replied with. Is it okay? Is it okay? So for my significant other, because I like to get personal, my requirement was, hey, I want to meet your every need. I don't want to deny you of sex, but I don't want to be so overwhelmed and tired from having sex to where I can't do anything else, because that'll cause more lack in our relationship and in me. Is that fair? And we had to have that conversation, and it's a real conversation to me. And he said, he was like, well, I don't know. And I respect his I don't know. Not that he's just jumping around like a rabbit child. I do not, because he ain't. But anyway, because he's not. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm from Mississippi. I get country every now and again. But not that he's doing that. But that was just something, a part of our, those 200 questions that I told you guys before that I asked. That was one of my 200 questions. How important is sex to you? How often? What's your requirement level? And if I don't give it to you, what if I get sick or something? Are you going to seek it from somewhere else, or is this something we can openly discuss?
Yeah. So I'm gonna make my comment. And in this particular clip, right, I watched the majority of, even after, I would say maybe like 10 to 15 minutes of the show. I don't know how long the show is, but I watched and heard her side. I heard his side. And I went, and everybody's talking about this clip on different shows. And I went on different shows just to see how other people would react to it. And the majority of the shows that were hosted by men, they was riding for him strong. Right? And they was just like, she ain't answering the question. She's stupid. She's supposed to give him what he won if he there for her and all that, right? But then the grown-up Derek, I started looking at it like my perspective didn't necessarily side 100% with either side, but this is what I do know. People change. Our bodies change. 10 years later, it may look a little bit different. I think they like 35, 36. They got married when they was 25, whatever.
Yeah.
You ain't the same person. Your body might be a little different. She said that, I had your kids. I'm working all the time. I may not feel like going at it 5 times a day like we did when we was 25. And I believe what I heard in his argument was, if I want it 5 times a day and you want monogamy from me and my requirement is 5 times a day, even if it's 20 years later, I need it 5 times a day or else it's a breach of contract. And so I thought that was kind of like little boy logic to me, right? Because because people change. Like if I'm your husband and I have like, I don't know, diabetes or something and my libido ain't the same. Now you divorcing me?
Yep. Right. It's not
I don't. So, I know my opinion isn't the popular one, I guess even among dudes, but I'm like, if I'm married to you for 15, 20 years, I'm out because we not the same way we was when we was 25. Nah. I really,
it's unrealistic.
I couldn't ride with that because yeah, we could say sex is a super important part of the relationship, but life happens. Especially now when you got people on team no sleep and I'm grinding and I got to have multiple streams and I got 7 companies and I'm doing all this. Then you got to go home and be a porno star for 6 hours and then you got to wake up again. And if you don't do that, then I got to go. Right. I got to go be with somebody else. Peace, because you not fulfilling my needs no more. But I want you to keep doing that though. That money, look, I like the money coming in. We've been going on vacation every other month. Let's keep doing that. And I'm gonna need you to cook my food. I'm gonna need you to. I'm working, so I'm gonna need you to raise the kids and do the 5 businesses. And then I'm gonna still need you to not just have sex, but I need it to be like some stripper porno fantasy stuff, or else I'm not interested no more. I just don't. That just make my skin crawl. I don't. And when I was listening to all the shows, everybody was like, "What's wrong with her? She's supposed to do everything he." And I was like, "Really?"
It's not real. It's not real.
It's not.
So it's not real. When you enter into a marriage is a personal commitment, right? You're accountable for holding each other up. It's not one-sided. So at 25, what I did at 25, I darn sure know I can't do it 44. I'm tired, my back hurt, my legs hurt, I got a headache, my arms, my shoulders, all of that. It's aching, I'm getting old. But if marriages were only made up of just sex and the surface of love, then it's not the true commitment of the foundation of the Trinity of what, the 3 people, the 2 people have come together and committed to. So, I think we're on the same accord. I agree with that. I think that, I remember, I read this book, right? This good book, and it says that when I was a child, I did childish things, but once I became adult, I put away my childish ways. So that whole mentality of we have to get it in as many times as I want to because you're requiring me to be faithful and committed to you. To me, it sounds like that's a character flaw. You're saying, hey, I can't do that. I can't do that because you want me to or whatever. I can't be committed to you. I can't be loyal to you. I can't give you 100% of me because you can't have sex with me 5 times. As if 2 or 3 times is not enough, So.
Right. Because I'll be honest with you, right? It's a lot of days where I come home and you know how you take them naps and you think it's a nap and then you wake up and it's 5 hours later.
Right.
I can only imagine if Alicia was like, that nap you took because you passed out from working 12 hours, I'm gonna need you to get up, breach your contract, dude. Go ahead. I'm gonna just need you to go ahead and do that. Wow. It's not realistic. And I think to kind of segue into let me get a couple comments here from earlier so we can kind of keep up. Christina Simmons says she was definitely offended. Michelle Ford says he actually had a valid question and she didn't want to admit it. And then I have another point I want to make too from listening to the thing. Hermia Johnson says yes, she got offended. As a wife, I would have been as well. He definitely had a valid point. However, I still would have been offended. Rosebud Christina says sex versus intimacy. That's a huge point, and we could possibly come back to that because that's huge too. Because some people think it's exactly the same thing. Christina Simmons says that's why you married to change together. Spin City says that was a controlling statement from DeVale. And then all the new people coming in. Hey, y'all. Natasha Davenport said it's not. So glad my hubby isn't that way. So there was a point in the video, if I recall correctly, where I think he was saying something about, I guess, and maybe this will segue into something else we just going to talk about. Like his communication was, should I be able to go out and just get it from somewhere else if you breached the contract, basically, because it should be basically well within my right to go get some because because you're complaining about, I think it was him complaining that she was complaining that he was kind of all over her all the time. And I'm a man, and I know how it feels to be beat down when you home, and even when the other partner's like, oh, come on, and you like, man, just give me a minute. Like, it's human. It's like our bodies can only take so much, right? Yeah. And I know that there's some people out here that's like 90 and they still going at it every day, but in real life, I'm just saying it could happen, because you know what's going to happen in the comments, or somebody going to come later on and they're going to be like, well, I'm 65 and I still do it 5 times a day, so I don't see the problem. I already know those people out there. We're not talking about y'all. So, cause they out there. They out there. You never know. They out there. So this whole concept of getting a hall pass, right, or open marriage, or whatever you want to call it, when the other partner isn't in the mood, like, is that even a thing?
No. Is that a real question?
Yeah, that's what he was saying on the thing. I'm just saying
Yeah, he did say that. Let me flip this a little bit. So, I listen to podcasts and, reading a few books or whatever. And because I just finished writing. And my book is, just want to plug this in real quick. It's called Being Delilah. And Delilah is at the publishing house right now getting polished up. So you guys be prepared to purchase her. Yeah. She's gonna tell a whole bunch of everything. But anyway, that perplexed me simply because, is it okay for us to do it to y'all? Because I saw this meme and it said, a man can cheat on a woman 82 times and she'll forgive him, right? Because we love hard, we want that man. But if that same woman cheated on him one time, it'll be, and this is what the meme said, I didn't say it, it'll be as if the man has caught COVID and he's on a respirator.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The double standard of life. It's unfortunate. Yeah. But yeah, it's like our whole soul is gone.
But why?
I don't know. Call it male ego, call it whatever, but it's something that I don't even know where the training for that starts as a man, but it's built in us somehow. Maybe it's something that subconsciously we all just feel, but we all feel like that. Most of us do.
Yeah. I've met in my short life one guy that said that he would allow and or accept his significant other if she stepped out once, because he thinks that cheating is a way of life. And because we lack in so many areas, and the transitioning of us changing and evolving as men and women, if she messed up and he found out about it, maybe once, he'll forgive her. But if it becomes if she does it habitually, he wouldn't be able to, right? So my question to him was, well, how many times have you stepped out? I need to know that, and how many times is she aware of? He said during the dating phase, it was continuous. It was like a cycle. It was like women just threw themselves at him, one night stands, etc. But once they got married, it was every now and again. He may take a trip, and sleep with somebody, or go out of town, or anything, or the wife take a trip. But she's found out about maybe 2 or 3 of those escapades. So my next question was, so is it your guilt making allowances for this behavior? You know what you've done to her in the past. You know what you've done currently. I mean, he's tired now. He's older. I think I'm not gonna say his name. He's like right at 62. So he said he's tired now. So I asked him, was it his guilt? And then I also asked him, is it because you're tired? But if opportunity presented itself for you to do it now, would you still do it? So his answer was no, that he wouldn't continue with it because he has so much respect for her. I don't know why it took him 27 years to gain the respect, but that's what he said. And as far as the question about is it his guilt, and he said he know that part of it is his guilt, and he feels like at sometimes, during certain moments in the relationship, that he owed her more than what he gave. So
All right, so let me. I'm gonna make a quick comment because my brain is like, huh? First of all,
right.
there's very few men that's gonna say, "Go ahead and get you one. You owe me that," and we still gonna just be together and we gonna chill. Male ego alarm going off, right? I don't even know how that
No, he
computes.
didn't tell her that. He told
Oh,
me that if it happened. Yeah, he's never mentioned this
if
to his
if
wife.
it happens,
Yeah.
what did he say? If
He
it happens,
said
what?
he said if it was to happen, if his wife was to step out and he found out about it once, it would be permissible. It would be
Nah,
okay.
nope, never know. That don't happen. First of all, and you know this. He, if he found out that it happened one time, and he like, you know what, you, I owe you that one. Go ahead and get that in, and then still live in the same house as a man with a male ego. That I haven't seen it. It could happen in nature. Maybe there's some unicorns out here. I haven't seen that happen. That's number one. Number two, even if I had the audacity to, even if I was just wrong for years and then you did it one time and I was like, oh my God, even if I was cool with that, the only reason that I would be cool with that is if I'm attached but checked out. Get it?
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
I'm not going anywhere. But the fact that you doing that, it's not even really going. I owe you 300. You got one. We gonna still live together, and I'm gonna look at you. Men don't operate that way. Not
So
the
you're saying
not.
that he's invested because of the investment. He's making allowances for it, but mentally he's not there, or emotionally he's not there.
Yeah, think about it. You gotta think about it. He's a multiple cheater, many times over. There's a part of him that's already detached. So think about it like this. If I am still out here running around, the fact that you had sex with another man, that just may mean I might not sleep with you. I'm still good though, because I'm out here. But I still need you to help me raise the grandkids, and we got bills together, and the house is nice. So we might as well go ahead and ride it out. But because there was never any recourse for him doing what he did. She's still there.
Right. Yeah.
So he good. He never said if she do it, I'll just go ahead and let her have it. He didn't say I'm stopping too. He didn't say that. So he's good. He's super good because he gets to be out there. She go get her one or two. They got all of they can go be power couple in the street. And he good because when he gets pissed off, let me tell you how we work. He gonna get pissed off about it, on the side. And guess what he gonna do? He gonna take his anger out somewhere else. He gonna get it in. And then he gonna come home and be like, hey baby, I know you got that one. We good though.
I believe that. I believe that it's a possibility, but I also believe that at some point, the Mr. Man, the third leg, the Mr. Man downstairs, possibly stopped performing to its
Yeah,
fullest
that's true
capacity.
too. Very true.
And I'm trying not to tell this man. Because I'm like, Lord, I hope he's not listening.
Call him Billy.
But anyway,
I like using that name on this show.
I know you do. So Mr. Billy that came up, but he never wanted to identify whether that was an issue or a problem. So I didn't press it. So this is just assumptions going on here. I think because of that issue alone, that's another reason why he's making allowances. Because when you spread yourself thin in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and you're still cheating when you're 55 years old and you've been with this woman for forever, since you were 25 or 23, 24, and then it just stopped working. And she's 62, he's No, he's 62. No, she's 57. And so she's at a sexual peak and a sexual high now. I honestly feel like, besides the ego and the pride or whatever, he had to evaluate his performance level, and he knew he was aware that he wasn't performing to his fullest capabilities, and in his mind he's like, where is all this freakiness coming from? And in my mind I'm like, oh, because she getting it in somewhere else, baby. She got a 35-year-old. But of course I can't say
Yeah,
that to my
I just
client.
we gonna get off because we got some other things to talk about. But
Okay, I'm sorry.
let's say even if the thing wasn't working, right?
Uh-huh.
I'll be damned. We gonna have to get like some kind of a mechanical doll or something. But ain't no way. Ain't no way.
No.
Yeah, no. There's no passes. There's no go ahead and get your groove back.
Okay.
Maybe that's man logic, but I don't see where there's any point if I'm 62 and you 57 and you like, well, your thing don't work, so I'm gonna go ahead and sleep out here and it needs to be approved. I want
to know what the audience have to say. What's your opinion?
Let me see.
But while they're bringing in their comments, let me say this. You remember like 2 or 3 years ago where the couple was married and the woman, I think she was dying, and she also had what did she have? She had dementia and Alzheimer's, and he had a girlfriend that came in to live with them.
Oh yeah.
And she gave permission. You remember
this
that?
was oh my gosh, what was it? I can't think of her name.
But it was in New Jersey somewhere. I don't remember where it was.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of her name. She's an author or I can't. I know who you're talking about.
I don't remember her name exactly.
Toni Morrison, maybe. I don't know.
No, it wasn't Toni Morrison. It wasn't Toni Morrison. This was a couple. It was
B. Smith. B. Smith.
Okay.
B. Smith. Everybody's saying it.
Yeah. Thank you. So
it's like 50 people say.
If she agreed, did she agree to that behavior of her husband?
I think
was
so.
She on the same, were they on the same accord?
I think they were. I think she agreed. I think she.
But you mean to tell me that we can't flip that coin?
I don't. I'm gonna have to let y'all ride with that. Alicia, if you won't hear, hell no. Hell no. I don't give a damn if I'm 98.
Okay, 98, I don't. Ain't nothing working.
And then Spence City said hell no, so you want the woman to suffer. I done seen some products out there that look pretty magical to me. Like some women out there getting it in with these little toys. We gonna have to go ahead and go shopping, cause no. Anyway, we getting maybe that's a Derek thing, but I just Ronnie Smith on here said he agreed with me.
Asking questions.
See, there's another man on here. He said he agreed with me, so I'm good now. I feel better now. I feel better.
Okay.
Y'all, if anybody on here is married or have a long-term relationship and you and your man, some health thing happens, his thing don't function. If you feel like he should and should be obligated to let you go get you a younger man so that you can get it in and come home after every time, more power to you. Have fun with that.
But see, us as women, y'all would know. Because, we're sneaky.
We're talking about
we
consent.
Can get away with it.
We're talking about consent.
Oh, not non-consensual. Oh, okay.
We're talking about consent. I know my stuff don't work, so I'm going to go ahead and let you do that so that you can be satisfied because I don't want you to not be satisfied. I'm giving you consent. I need to find who that dude is.
Well, you know what? If that was to happen to me, I would give my significant other consent. He has my permission.
Oh, they said B. Hold on. They said B. Smith said she couldn't remember. She didn't know anything, so it was kind of whatever.
So because she had dementia and
Okay, so I need you to repeat that one more time. We're gonna put this on tape. What did you just say?
Me?
Yeah, you just said something. You made a declaration just now.
I don't know what I said.
Exactly. I'm gonna need you to retract that today. We're gonna strike that from the record, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go down some of these bullet points because we're gonna be here for 3 hours. So
Okay,
look,
go ahead.
let me go through some of these comments because they rolling. Hold on. Woo. How can I wait? I'm just gonna start at a point because Jesus, I love y'all though. Y'all are typing like I'm. Wait. So Spin City says I've seen it one time. Husband had an accident and could no longer have sex. His wife had a side piece. Husband said it was selfish for him to request her to not have sex. So his only request was for her to stop going to hotels being seen and rather she had sex at the house and he would leave. Hell no.
Well, I just think that's a tad bit disrespectful. No, that is very disrespectful.
Hell
first of
no.
all.
Hell
That's a no.
no. Hell no.
That's a no, Spin City. I think you made that up. What it said? Send it to me. I want to see it. I want to read it.
You know what? And I got it. Oh, he said come to the house and do it and he gonna leave. Nah.
That part.
Nah.
So
nah.
you want to come to my dwelling where I'm taking care of this place, where I pay all the bills, so you can openly disrespect me in our room and in the bed that we have to sleep in, possibly, versus a guest bedroom? No. That's a no.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple of these and then we gonna get into something else.
Okay.
I just I don't know. But anyway, Christina says plenty of options with toys. Coming from a big sexual woman, there's no excuses. Deidre Windsor says some people didn't have a problem with the situation. The bigger the problem was publicizing it, especially when she was still living. So
Right. I agree, Deidre.
Natasha Davenport, she's married. She says, I'm here for better or for worse. Christina Simmons says, because women act like as they age, their kitty doesn't change. And then she put the little splash emoji. Robin Day says, strike that comment, Maya.
I don't remember. I said I didn't remember.
So, wow, like where do we go from here? All right, because guys, I actually have bullet points tonight, right? So, because Maya gave me a couple things and we ain't even got through a fourth of them yet. So, I'm just gonna randomly pick some now. I'm not even gonna go in order. So the narrative from the clip. And also from discussions that I've heard that were kind of tangential to this particular clip was that women force monogamy on men. And then once they get into the monogamy or the marriage in this case, then they switch it up. And then it becomes something that's a little less than what was advertised. So the question is, do women change after marriage? Your take on it. Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, we do. We do change. Because, again, like I said before, let me put this disclaimer out here. I'm just playing in the middle. Like, my morals, my standards, and values truly are commitment. And like, was it Christina who said, to death do us part, for better or worse? Like, I truly believe in that. Natasha. Again, my personal, if it was something that was about to happen to me, or if I was bedridden or something happened like that, it would be okay. Like, hey, thank you for being here, staying by my side, or what have you. The good book that I read, it says that sexual immorality and adultery and fornication is nothing new under the sun. So it'll be amongst us, right? And I know it says keep the bedroom should be clean and pure between husband and wife. But I'm open to that if I was bedridden and could not perform for my ex or my husband, to that. But I'm gonna get back to your question. So I want to put that disclaimer out there.
So wait, pause. I need to interject.
Okay.
So here's my thing about the whole bedridden thing and all of that, right?
I forgot the question.
It's okay. We gonna I got you.
Okay.
I'm bedridden. I say, you know what? I can't do anything. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go do your thing. I stand firm on the fact that most of us are incapable of going out and having a sexual or any other kind of relationship devoid of emotion at all. Right? in some type of way as a human being. You have, if I have sex with you 200 times in a row, I might tend to get a little attached because I'm there 200 times. Whether it's mentally, whatever, right? Once you start making that emotional connective tissue, then it goes beyond just being an act. And I'm giving you a permission to not just lend your body, but your emotions. And in a lot of cases, if you spending that much time with somebody, your heart going to start to meld in. It's going to all just kind of meld together. Then I just become maintenance. I'm going to go ahead and see how he doing, and then I'm out.
I agree.
Nah.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I totally disagree with you. You know,
What?
I mean, I totally agree with you.
Okay, I was about to say, because we about to fight.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all. But for me, when I'm looking at it, like, which we probably won't get to these other points. So the emotional act from women especially, and the physical act from men, when two becomes one, something is created. That doesn't mean that if, for instance, if my husband is bedridden, that I wouldn't take care of him and take care of the necessities of what he needs, you know, whatever that may be, through whatever extreme. But it's something because of human nature or somebody that I want to connect to, you know. And if we have an agreement and say, hey, you know what, when I'm 52, something happens to me and I'm just bedridden or whatever, I grant you permission. However, we can't get a divorce. You can't ever leave me. You got to take care of me for the rest of our lives, right? And that's an agreement that we would have. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. It's just for me personally, that's just what I would feel, because I feel like he needs sexual satisfaction because I may live the next 20 years. He needs emotional uplifting. I can't provide him with that. You know, so the things that he needs as a human being, I can't make those provisions for him. So why be selfish and say, hey, let me take that away from you. You just take care of me and you suffer also. That's
Do you just dissolve the relationship though? Or do you just stay together and be like, well, we're still together?
So if you dissolve the relationship and I'm bedridden, so you send me to a home?
If you say, I am here for detaching all of those things that make us a couple, and I'm just here to take care of you, I'll go ahead and put some in your Cash App. But we ain't like
on the Cash App. You get on
I don't.
No.
Take the emotions out, take the sex out, all the connectivity. You go do that, but just make sure you come here and let me eat. You know, feed me my Jello. Nah, go ahead and go do you for real.
I don't think that the love would be gone, Derek. I think that the people been together for over, this is hypothetical, y'all, together for over 20 years. You know, you just don't stop loving anybody. You can fall out of love, but you don't just stop loving somebody after 20 years. And if you're truly into it, you know, personality and character. Personality is one thing, but it's in my character to say, hey, I want to fulfill the commitment to death do us part. However, I have needs also, and I want those needs to be met. And the needs may be sexual. He may not even say, hey, I'm going to sleep with the same person 200 times. It may be every 3 months or every two or three times a year, because my obligation is with you. I feel compelled and I'm obligated to the commitment of him. I want you. I enter into this relationship with you. This was something that we created. This is a deal for us. It's personal. And like, I think it was Christina who said it? I just won't publicize it. And whatever he does, whatever we agree to, that's our private agreement. Now, what he's doing in the public and he'll allow other people to see, then that's something else we will have to handle at that time. But I would not obligate my partner, my spouse, if I was bedridden, to not have sex for the rest of his life at 50 years old or 52 because we're married. I wouldn't.
All right, so we're going to get to some comments because I'm going to have to zip my lips in a minute.
I like how we're disagreeing. I like that.
Politely, though.
Politely and respectfully, yep. Mm-hmm.
Natasha said if bedridden is okay, but I understand that's your point of view. Mm-hmm. Rosebud Christina says, nope, women drive monogamy when there is sex and intimacy. The absence of the two changes that dynamic. Mm-hmm. We want good sex too. Christina says, I could definitely agree with that. Ronnie Johnson says both women and men change. However, women tend to be a bit more lazy in the realm of sex. They about to come for you, my brother. Finding that balance is the key in prioritizing the needs or wants of each other. Most men talk a lot of nonsense as if their libido doesn't decrease. However, what we did in our 30s, both men and women can't do the same in their late 40s. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all comment. My last comment on that. We gonna move on because we can't be on here all night.
Okay.
They about them comments about to start rolling now, Ronnie. I don't know, dude. I can't.
Why we can't be on here all night? Ronnie, you wrong for that, but go ahead.
Cause see, what Ronnie don't realize is most of these women on here are of a certain age, and they stuff is through the roof. So they about to come for you, brother. Y'all
better leave my brother alone. That's my brother, y'all.
Oh, that's your brother?
No, he's not my real brother. I'm just
okay.
playing.
Either way, hey, they about to come for you. So anyway,
Okay.
so let's get through a couple of these because we started late, so we got we got a little bit of time.
We have some time.
So let's look at one of these other bullet points. Broken trust. That's your bullet point. So I'm gonna let you start.
Child. Okay, so
Cue the Jeopardy
so
music.
when you break, I know. Da-na. So I just want to make sure that I say what's in my heart and not what's just written down, or whatever, or that makes book sense. And I'll start by saying this. Typically, men break the trust in a relationship before women. Hear me out. And so, for me, that's where the act of forgiveness comes in, and we have to make a choice and a commitment to say, "Hey, I forgive you." And so, how many times do we forgive a person? Now, the book that I read, it says 70 times 7. So we forgive over and over and over again. And I was like, "Look, man, I didn't go to the cross for them. I don't have to do that. I don't want to." So that's something you have to do. But what I found was, and I'm giving scenarios from my clients, male and female's perspective. When a man break a woman's trust, he automatically assumes that after day 3 or 4, she's over it, and then day 5 or 6, she's good, we're in a good space, and she's dealing with it. So why can't we go back to how we were last month or the week before you found out that I did whatever I did? And that's just not how it works. Mm-hmm. And ladies, I want you guys to help me out. Give me your perspective, okay? All right. And so when you break my trust, you have to earn those kudos back. And what I found from some of my male clients was they do not, and they refuse to, like, they feel like, oh, I don't want to kiss her butt because I did something wrong. When she made the decision to stay and to forgive me, then it should be that I did it and it's over with. We can't change the past. We can't change what happens, and that's it. So that's my question to you. Why do men reply with that and then expect expedient forgiveness? And to go back to how it was the day before she found out he did what he did.
Damn. I think that the work that needs to be done in order to get it. I'm trained to go. The work that needs to be done to completely like work on the path of healing. A lot of men don't want to have to deal with that part of it, right?
I agree.
If you forgive me and we go back to normal, I might change. I might not change.
Okay.
Going through the work of it means we may not be in the same bedroom every night. That might mean, and we don't want to think that we have that much of a loss of control, even in being wrong, right? Double standard. And
Thank you.
we want
'Cause I'm
you to
like,
get over it. We want you to move on. Not for you, for us. It's selfish.
right.
I want you to get over it so I can go back to feeling the normal way that I'm supposed to feel. It's very selfish in nature. We want you to forgive us on day one, and we don't want you to ever bring it back up again. Erase those feelings tonight.
Right.
And if you bring it back up again, then I'm going to be mad. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to be pissed off that you still hurt.
Right. I'm mad because I did something to you.
Yeah. And you know, hindsight is 20/20, but we don't you got to kind of grow up a little bit, right? You got to think the pain is still there. Even if everything feel like it's okay, you might hit another roadblock and you might hear it again. Guess what? So we gonna hate it. We don't want to hear it ever again because we feel like if we say the words, I will never do it again, it's enough. You have to follow it up with consistency and action.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a lot of women out here that, and men, because it happens on both sides of the fence, that will want the relationship to continue to look and be happy, that they'll say that that it's cool, but underneath it's like it's stewing and brewing and bubbling, and it's gonna come back some way, shape, or form. That's just how humans work. We don't forget that pain, especially when somebody's not doing anything to fix it. They just going back to no. I'm going to work, doing this. Boom. I'm not working to help rebuild the trust. Then you in for at that point, you better not do anything that remotely feels like a little smidgen, because it's coming back. And human beings don't correct themselves that fast.
We don't. I agree with that. Because for us, for women, anything like you just said that reminds us of the behavior, because we pay attention to behavior patterns, and we also pay attention to character. And I think that what most people forget, or maybe they're not aware of, and enter into a relationship, it's a difference between your character and your personality. Like, I think I have a great character. I think I have a great personality, but I have a flawed character. So what I introduced to, when I was dating or what have you, to guys is that, hey, let me tell you about my flaws first. Because sometimes I can be unforgiving. If you hurt me, if you hurt me, it could be the simplest thing. It may remind me of the hurt. So I'm trying to figure out, like, how do I work through forgiving you? Because I think that when the trust is broken, like you said, forgiveness has to take place. And then it has to be consistency in the pattern of behavior of, I won't do it again, or I'm truly apologetic, which that means that the man and or the woman has to take full ownership of not needing to right, or no, need to take full ownership of righting their wrong. They have to fix it. And then when you're acting in forgiveness and or your trust has been broken, as the ego would make itself in most situations, you have to give your power away, right? So I'm giving my power to you, my significant other, and or he's giving it to me to say, hey, I totally forgive you, but this is what's going to have to take place. I need to have full access to your phone. I need to have full access to your laptop. We're going to get this Life 360 on our phones. I need to know where you are. I need to be able to ask you at any given moment any question that I want, and you happily answer me. The attitude that you have that's attached to this situation based on the behavior that you displayed, I need you to put that to the side. And so if this is just me now, that's not everybody. So if I can go through those lists of things and you can do that consistency, let's say after 6 months, now they're operating in forgiveness. Now I'm operating on recreating and rebuilding that trust for you, and we're starting all over again. And then he messes up 3 months later with the same thing. And it doesn't have to be cheating. It could be financially, where he just blew all the money something that he's been saying he wanted. He said he wasn't going to do it, and they only had $10,000 in the bank, and he blew all of that. So she's lost her job. He works full time. They don't have a nest egg or financially. So what happens at that point? So does she leave? Because we will leave somebody if they cheated on us. We'll say no, 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 no to that. But what about financial stability? Do we leave then? Because he's broken the trust again, and he said, "Hey, I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did it again." So what happens at that point?
So here's the thing. This is something that I had to learn later in life, right? When we do these things, and I always have to say male or female, when we do these things that tarnish the relationship, trust is broken, we promise we're going to do better, no matter if it's financial or whatever it is. Then we start on the course of action to try to help make things better. This is what I had to learn. What we do to make it better, we're doing it for you. Catch what I'm about to say. But if we haven't identified why we did it, it's still there. So if you say, do this thing for me 3-4 months, I'm going to do that so that you shut up. But what's broken in me that made me do the thing, it's still there. What if I have a gambling problem? What if I cheated 15 times? And you say, well, this 16th time, I'm going to divorce you. Oh, she going to divorce me. Okay, let me do. But I still haven't. Why did I do it? Why did I do it? And that's the thing that we don't see people do is sometimes you may have to go to counseling or something to try to figure out, like, because most of the time, these people was doing it in relationships before yours.
Right.
And then and it's something that you gotta, that doesn't mean that it's an indictment on the rest of your relationship in your life. Things could be, a lot of times could be fixed, but you gotta get to the core of the why. So let's say in a little play world, let's say the why is we have horrible communication. And so I went out and I was talking to a bunch of people because I just needed to be able to talk to somebody. You got to be able to say, I have a communication problem. We need to fix that. And then we can start working on building the trust back. But until we identify that thing, I'm still the broken person. So let's pause for 1 second. Let me, these comments, people ain't typing 2 sentences no more. Let me go ahead and get this in. So I'm gonna start with Michelle Ford. She says, this is what I stated in my earlier comment. A lot of time for women, they break in the trust leads to the decrease of sex, not just us not wanting to. And that's a very valid point. I have always had a healthy drive, but loss of trust definitely played a part in my body not responding to or wanting sex. So so let's earmark that for like 2 seconds. This is what I always try to tell people when they're like, we're not, I don't know whether my mate is attracted like he was 5 years ago, or why aren't we doing it as much? And what I always try to tell people is there was a moment in time where your relationship didn't have stains and bumps and bruises. And you go from that stage to, well, when you going to take the damn trash out? So now when you come in the room with the nightgown on or the lingerie, all I'm hearing in my head is, when you going to take the damn trash out? And then... and I'm like, and people don't realize that plays a part. The communication, the communication and how we are with each other plays a point in how attracted we are. And over time, you've been doing that for 5 years. Guess what? The only thing that I see is an argument.
Right.
I don't see the beautiful woman that I met. You might be cute, but damn it. And this goes back to, guys, if you go back to the last podcast about men's emotions, we don't let it off and let you know that the 50 arguments ago I was hurt. And I'm carrying that to all the subsequent ones. And guess what? Now I don't want it because I don't even look at you the same way no more.
Right.
And that's on me because I didn't communicate it to you. But now I only see something that's it's not peaceful. It's not. Why the hell would I want to sleep with somebody that's making me feel like crap?
But remember, he can't sleep with anybody else. So you have to sleep with her.
Oh, there you go. Right? See, you just threw that in, right?
He can't sleep with anybody else. But I get what you're saying. So for me, this is what I practice in my relationship. And this is just a little nugget, women. I watch my tone, and when I'm out of line, I'm out of order, and I feel like I'm being, and I know, now that I feel, when I know that I'm being rude and disrespectful, I pull myself back. I apologize for my behavior. I apologize for the way I made him feel in that moment, and I take ownership of it. And so when we get in instances where, oh, you don't feel like, or he didn't feel like being intimate, I would have an intimate conversation and saying, hey, last week when we had that conversation, I made you feel X, Y, and Z. And then the next conversation, you felt uncomfortable, even though my tone changed. What is it, like you mentioned, what is it that you're bringing into the now? Can we clear that up? Because your heart is so important to me. And the way you feel about things are so important to me. This is just not a Maya relationship. We're unified as one. What is it that I can do? And it clears the air, and it gives him an opportunity to be vulnerable with me without me beating him down. It gives him an opportunity to express his emotions.
And
but
you know what?
Me. Mm-hmm.
This conversation that you just illustrated, the majority of people do not have, and it is so damaging to how you grow as a couple if you do not create safe spaces to be able to communicate. It will crush every kind of, you think it's cool, it's really not. If I'm 100 arguments in and I'm still holding on to it on the inside, my behavior gonna look real crazy. You just may not. We going to church every Sunday together. We on Instagram smiling and doing all that. On the inside, I'm like, man, I can't wait until I go over my boys on Friday. Man, I can't wait until I'm they be at work. I'm a work late for 2 hours and they be sitting in Starbucks because they just need that. Right. I don't even want to go home right now. That's where that comes from. Like you, and it becomes a pattern.
We're real catty and petty. I'm sorry about cutting you off. My phone's about to die, but I want to make this point really quick, was that when we choose surface, insignificant arguments with men, it's just as if we slapped them and or slept with somebody else because we're disrespectful. Like, you didn't take the trash out. Why aren't you picking your clothes up? Why is that so significant if he doesn't pick his socks up off the floor? Because you're tired and you went to work or whatever. We can put our energy into something way more positive, into working together and having effective communication versus those little tedious arguments that we have. And then you wonder why, as women, we wonder why doesn't he like me? We have all those. It's the book that I read. It says it's the small foxes that ruin the vine, and we're creating those small foxes to ruin the vine. And we're expecting something. And then we get nothing, and we say that he's the issue instead of looking at ourselves to say, I wonder why he's responding and reacting that way. What is it that I did to cause him to feel the way that he felt or that he's feeling?
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. Phone about to die. We're going to have to do this again.
We are?
We're going to have to. We're going to have to.
We got to get to point 3 and 4.
Yeah, we got to go. Yeah, we're going to have to do this again. So I'm going to read a couple comments and then we're going to get out of here and we're going to do another one. I don't know what part it's going to be, part 67. I don't know. We're going to work it out. So I'm just going to start random. If I missed your comment, I'm sorry, but it's a lot of them. Christina says you want him to change. You have to make changes as well by having boundary after he fucks up. Robin Day says the pain for the woman is still there even while she is trying to work to forgive the man. Some men are not patient and or committed enough to stand in their shit without a negative attitude while the woman works through the process of healing. Yeah, we definitely are impatient as hell when it comes to that. We think you should heal in 24 hours and just shut the hell up and never say it again. And you know what? I'm guilty as charged, right? But when you get to a place where you know that has to happen, you got to back off and just let it happen. And you're going to get hit upside the head a couple times, and you just going to have to take them lumps. If you want to stay.
Right.
Natasha Davenport was about to say that's when counseling can help. Exactly. Sometimes you need a third party. Most of us don't have the tools to communicate effectively with our partners. We just winging it and taking the pain and the trauma along the way. But we winging the hell out of it. That's why people like Maya and Derek and a lot of other folks out here, we can give you some tools to help you out because it's not easy. It's not easy. Deidre Windsor says only an emotionally immature person doesn't understand the resulting feelings that come from a loss in trust. Christina Simmons says that's why it's important to know who you are and heal from things that trigger you. Natasha Davenport says that convo makes a big difference. I hate those moments and know how to approach hubby. That's what I've been telling women for a long time. You can get whatever the hell you want with tact. Because we ain't that complicated for real. For real. The delivery means everything. Even when I'm wrong, the approach means everything. That's the difference
but it doesn't
between
mean, women, that we can't have feelings and emotions.
Oh yeah, you can.
It doesn't mean that.
You can.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can.
You
but
can.
I'm just saying that it matters. Christina says it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Okay, yeah. Natasha Davenport says agreed. Hubby told me often in the beginning, choose your battles. Michelle Ford, great point, Maya. I'll be damned if I'm going to argue over some socks.
A lot of women do.
Oh yes, a lot of people do, and it becomes a thing. It becomes that thing that keeps stacking over argument after argument, and it be over some socks.
But it's not really the socks that she's upset
No, it's
about.
not. You're right.
What she's upset about is I need help in the house. Can you help me? But we don't know how to have that conversation properly or healthy. So we fuss and argue and, be dismissive and rude and disrespectful. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I said, we gotta do this again. We're gonna have to come up with some real bullet points because this could go on all night. Michelle says if you're arguing over small things, you're avoiding bigger issues, right? And so that's what you were just saying. Tight Cole says touch and go on the job training. It's sad. Yeah, it's sad that I think that we have to come to a point where we're smart enough to know that we may not know how to fix it ourselves. Like we may not know, we may need to get some help to do it. And so that somebody can stand on the outside and say puzzle piece goes here. Okay. Yep. That's exactly. Because if you sitting and trying to do it yourself, you're putting a puzzle together with emotions and all kind of stuff from 5 years ago. And you trying to figure it out and make it work and put Band-Aids on it. And then you're going to keep hitting that tree over and over and over again. And it just gets worse over time. And then people's behavior starts to change. And then they're like, you know what? Since you're not sleeping with me, I'm going to go ahead and get my hall pass. And she'd be like, but you didn't pick the sock up, so I can't do nothing tonight. Sorry. So we gonna shut this off.
Can we
gonna
ask
have to do this again.
That last question though? About what's the best advice you can give in 4 words?
4 words. You want to go first? I can go.
No,
Mine is easy.
I got a couple. Go ahead.
Mine is to Alicia. Don't leave me alone. So now I'm gonna let you go, and then I'll come up with something creative in only 4 words.
I have a couple of them. So my first one is time is expensive currency. I know you guys have heard that before. So if I'm choosing to spend my time with you, prayerfully we're mirroring each other's love, and so let's choose it together. And then of course this is generic as well. Remember why you started in relationships. And my last one is comparison will steal your joy. And And the reason why I said that is because I thought we would be able to elaborate on it, is that I have clients or have had clients where they're comparing their last relationship to their current relationship. So if you're doing that, don't do it.
4 words. You know who you talking to? 4 words. I can't. Okay. Whoo. 4 words. Use logic over emotion.
I agree. Definitely.
Words I live by.
And we are emotional beings, women, but we need to be logical and rational.
And men are too. But once you get back to the logical of trying to make him, and then once you mute that, I don't like the way he left the toilet seat off, and I'm just gonna go in hot. Sometimes you got to be like, okay, logically, does it make sense for me to attack him? Let's try to figure this out. Or her, or whatever it is, because everybody got things with them, and then we accept the relationship, even though we know our deal breaker on our list of 200 questions is, do you leave the toilet seat up? And he left it up every time, and you still there. That's on you. Anyway, we're gonna close out the podcast portion, guys. Maya, thank you for coming. We're gonna come back. Tell people where they can find you again, and if you have any parting words.
Okay, I do. I want my parting words is just on forgiveness. I'm sorry, not forgiveness. On marriage. Excuse me. I'm in California, you guys, and they allow me to use their space in this hotel, and people like, hello, we're waiting. So let me hurry up. So I apologize. Sorry, I'm coming. Derek said I'm not done yet. But anyway, my parting words is enter into a marriage or a relationship with your whole heart. Put yourself in a place where you're vulnerable. The reassurance is making sure that the person that you choose has a great heart, has good character, and somebody who is respectful. Not only that, have courage and respect to ask the hard and uncomfortable questions when choosing your partner, because you never know. You could be choosing the one you chose or the one God sent for you. Again, I'm Maya Avery. You can follow me on IG at Motivational Force.
Is it motivational or motivating?
I mean, motivating force, motivating.
If you're watching the show, just look at the text. Don't listen to Maya's mouth. It's it's right under her name.
Don't listen. Yeah, don't listen to me. I don't know my IG handle clearly, but motivating force. And then of course, my name is Maya Avery on Facebook. In addition to, last but not least, my kids are about to start an online boutique. It's called HEM, H-E-M, and Garb. So you guys be looking out for it to support those kids. A percentage of the proceeds will be donated to a charity in Maryland.
Cool. We're going to be on the lookout for that. And next time, whenever you come back, we can push the hell out of it. Because I'm all about supporting folks.
You are.
So at last, real quick, Michelle says my 4 words is fight the problems together. So
I like that.
We're going to leave with that. Thank you, Michelle. And everybody, make sure you go to www.relationshipgumbo.info. Make sure you attach to everything on there because I got some stuff coming in the next 2 weeks. It's going to blow your mind. Please stay attached and connected because this way you're supposed to be. Come back every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and we here. So, Maya, thank you again. Everybody, we're going to get out of here. That concludes the podcast portion. All right, we are off, guys, and we getting out of here. Ain't no after questions, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play us out. Have a great night.
Okay, everybody wants good love, that's true, I know. Derek Jones about to break it down with the relationship gumbo. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no doubt we all need this, cause better relationships need better ingredients, so if you want better relations, it's about communication, finding love, staying together. We all wanna make it better, yeah. Derek Jones, the host, your relationship coach. Thank you all for tuning in.